Think of successful people who have reached the top in any field. I am talking about people who are the best in their field, whether it's art, sports, science, or any other field. What sets these people apart from the thousands of others who do the same thing and manage to climb to the top? Of course, in a race, one athlete will naturally come first and another will come last. But why does the first athlete come first and not the last? There must be qualities that set them apart. Could it be that they are talented or hardworking? Let's explain. Actually, the question we are curious about is it more important to be talented or to work hard to achieve success? I want to tell you this through the story of two athletes. One of them is Jack. Jack has had a dream since he was little. He wants to be a great high jumper and he works very hard to achieve it. However, Jack has a small problem. His height is not as tall as the idols who achieve great success in high jumping. But Jack is passionate about high jumping and really wants to be the best. Despite not being tall enough, Jack perseveres and becomes the state champion at his age. He then makes his work more professional and finds a sponsor. Even though he sometimes thinks he won't be able to get exactly where he wants to be, he continues to work hard without giving up. He already loves doing this sport so much. He continues to succeed and earns the right to represent his country in the Olympics, and as a result of all of his efforts, he succeeds in becoming an Olympic champion by showing his best performance in the Olympic Games. Scientists wonder how Jack, with his short height, manages to succeed against others who have more advantages, and they come to the conclusion that Jack's Achilles tendon is 4 times thicker than a normal person's. Jack's extraordinary hard work is what creates this difference in him. Superhuman passion, hard work, and success. Now, let's focus on another athlete, John. John loves playing basketball and wants to be a good basketball player, and he is also quite tall. One day, his friends tell him that he could be successful in high jumps. John wants to be a good basketball player, but after a few attempts, he realizes that with very little effort, he can excel in high jumps, so he decides to specialize in high jumping and soon earns the right to participate in the Olympics in a shorter time than the average of athletes who qualify for the Olympics. Jack and John both qualify for the same Olympics and one of them wins. Who do you think wins? Is it Jack, who has worked hard for years and really wants to succeed despite being short? Or is it John, who, by recognizing his advantages and making a logical decision to fit into a suitable position, works less than Jack? I will tell you the truth, John wins. I created this story inspired by a real-life story, so it's not fiction. John continues to high jump, but he cannot improve his ranking after his initial success, and his performance decreases over the years. So, what is the reason for Jack, who wanted to succeed so much and worked hard for years, to lose to John, who is more talented but puts in a more normal level of effort than Jack? Let's talk about talent. What comes to mind when you're thinking of being talented? Everyone has a predisposition due to their genetic heritage. This works almost the same way for a person's height, a tangible situation, as it does for a concept as abstract as talent. Therefore, to make the concept of talent more tangible, let's consider the height a person can reach. For example, let's say a person's mother is 175 meters tall and their father is 185 meters tall. This person's height will likely range from 170 to 190 meters depending on differences in nutrition and exercise habits. However, in another example, if a person's mother is 155 meters tall and their father is 170 meters tall, this person's height will likely range from 150 to 175 meters, depending on differences in nutrition and exercise habits. If a person with tall parents doesn't engage in sports and doesn't have adequate and balanced nutrition during their growth period, they may only reach a height of 170 meters. If a person with short parents engages in sports and has adequate and balanced nutrition during their growth period, they may reach a height of 175 meters. Yes, a person with short parents may avoid being short like them if they engage in sports and pay attention to their nutrition. However, another person with tall parents may reach almost the same height as them without doing anything, as they already have a genetic predisposition. When we want to achieve a goal, we are actually a part of such an equation. Sometimes, no matter how much you want it, you may not be able to achieve something that someone else has achieved with average effort. The concepts of wanting and working hard are very valuable, but as with many things, mathematics is also involved here. So, is a talented person more successful or is a hardworking person more successful? It is not correct to compare talent and hard work and to think of these concepts independently of each other. Remember that every person has a talent and an activity they would like to work on. What is important and what will bring true success that will make a difference in the Olympics is to first recognize the skill we possess, then draw up a strategic plan and work in that direction. There is no single path to success. Some people have a passion that goes beyond their height, while others have a height that goes beyond their passion. We all have different advantages in different areas. The question we need to ask ourselves is, which path will I choose? How can I add something to what is given to me by working hard? We may not become Olympic champions, but we can reach our best version. And most importantly, on this journey, even if we fail in the end, we develop a real character with what we experience. When I was in elementary school, I had a friend who was very tall in class. He wasn't very interested in classes and learned to read late. This friend was a basketball fanatic. Basketball was the only thing he knew. After school, he would invite many of our other friends and me to the basketball court and we would play basketball together. Yes, this child was not successful in school because he either didn't have an interest or talent. When my friend reached high school, he was on the school's basketball team. He still wasn't considered academically successful, but he continued to work on his passion. Actually, he was just doing what he loved. After a while, he realized that he was really talented in this area and set himself the goal of becoming a professional. He was not only attending regular school training but also developing himself tactically beyond them. At the end of high school, he entered a university with a scholarship that many of our academically successful friends couldn't attend thanks to his basketball talent. His profession was related to his field. This man became a basketball coach and started making a living out of it. Yes, he couldn't be an NBA star, But if he had been an insecure person who felt useless because he was academically unsuccessful, he wouldn't have been able to enter that university with a scholarship. Maybe he wouldn't even have been able to earn the money to support himself and his family later. Everyone has a talent, an area in which they are inclined. You must discover your talent and passion. Einstein says that if you evaluate a fish based on its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking it is stupid. Schools are full of fish who don't know they can swim. Discover yourself, find the game inside you, and bring it out. You were with Pebble.